Eli, thanks for coming to Middletown, Delaware, man. We really appreciate it. We tried to increase awareness and start the program 2 years ago. So we've been doing it for 2 years, and you know, we hope with your help it'll become something bigger.
This guy's going to get mad at me and everything else, but I'm coming over and I'm going to interrupt something. This is a very important interview going on. First of all, everybody knows the limo guy, Scott Soucy from Secure Transport. I want to introduce Eli. What's your last name?
Saslow.
And you're from the Washington Post. We're excited. Welcome to Delaware.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Now, I'm sitting here, I'm watching you doing an interview, and I'm thinking, what can he be talking to the limo guy about, and so you kind of explain to us what caught your attention there.
Sure. Well, big things. I mean, I'm here for a day or two writing about a plan that he has that deals with the national debt. The debt obviously is skyrocketing, has been for a really long time, and D.C. is sort of paralyzed to fix it. So I've been looking around the country for people who are actually trying to come up with solutions and who are doing things about it. Scott is one of them, the limo guy. So here I am writing about him and his life and his company and his plan.
Yeah, and he's got a pretty, because we don't give him the credit that he deserves. He's pretty smart. He comes up with some pretty good things. So he's come up with a plan, and he's running it by me. Makes sense to me. I mean, when you talk about, it's not going to eliminate. Well, it could possibly eliminate the national debt.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really, I'm here to sort of understand what it's like to actually be coming up with a solution. So, in D.C. they have, hundreds of people, thousands of people who are trying to come up with something, and what it results in a lot of the time is gridlock. And here, Scott, one of the things that I've learned today, and I always travel around with my reporter's notebook writing down everything he says, is that some people say that what he's done is oversimplify it. But the truth is sometimes solutions can be simple. So what I want to learn about is what he's proposed and how it might possibly work.
Yeah, it reminds me of simplifying it. It reminds me of the truck was stuck underneath the bridge, and they was trying to figure out how to get it out from underneath the bridge. And some little girl about 5 years old said, "Dad, won't they let the air out of the tires?" And and they were all these engineers, everybody studying, trying to figure it out, and let the air out. It came right out. So simplifying. What are you talking about, Scott?
First, we just want to let the air out of the tires and find something simple. So what we're talking about is $1 per paycheck. So you get an opportunity to help and be a part of the team for just $1 a paycheck. And that's just for individuals. When you amplify it with companies, $1 per transaction over $10, now you're talking about real money, and you're talking about a potential solution. So that's what we wanted. We wanted to create a simple solution that everyone can participate in, and it's not a burden to participate in.
Yeah, and I guess when you talk about solutions, because that makes sense to me, and you say you've been researching it, there's a lot of citizens out here that have great ideas that when you go to talk to, well, you try it all the time as a Washington Post reporter, try to talk to one of the politicians, it's nearly impossible to do.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, government is complicated, and sometimes what it does is it obscures solutions. It's by the time something gets approved, it has to go through so many layers of bureaucracy that sometimes it really squashes creativity. So what you have to do is you have to look around to find creativity at the grassroots level a lot of times. I mean, it's how campaigns can be successful. It's how solutions sometimes are born. It's, you have to work around government sometimes in this country as much as work through government.
And what you're doing right now, I think is fantastic. You got Scott's idea, and you say you research and finding others. You got quite a few of them out there you're looking at? Or?
Yeah, there's some. I mean, there's a man in Washington State, who started a not-for-profit that's sort of a not-for-profit that raises money towards the debt. There are people really all over the country who have started to send in money to the Treasury. There are, this year already more than $7 million have been sent in from people across the country who are trying to pay this thing off. $7 million is not a huge figure in terms of what's owed, but it's a start, and it's something concrete, whereas a lot of the talking at each other in Congress is not always something concrete.
Well, it tells me that the citizens here, of America, the U.S., we're willing to do whatever we have to do, eliminate it, but don't take all of our money for it, and quit spending, cut that some of what.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think it's the great privilege of my job always is I sort of get to travel around the country and write about people's lives and how they're interacting with government and what they're doing in their lives to sort of fix their own problems. The hope is that sometimes some of those lessons feed into Washington through the Washington Post, and that people see here's what people are doing, and here's how it works, and here's maybe a way that I might be able to help somebody's life. And that's what I'm here with Scott, to eat with him, to talk with him, to hopefully meet his family, family to see his show, to learn about how this is working here for him so that other people can learn the same thing.
And it's about the citizens that are doing what need to do. But for more information, because I know Washington Post available online and everything else, we'll always read your stories. I guess just go to WashingtonPost.com.
Yeah, just go to WashingtonPost.com or pick up a hard copy of the paper. We need those 50 cents now. Things in the newspaper industry aren't booming, so yeah, online paper copy, any way you can read it is great.
Yeah, a great newspaper. I thank you for coming over to Delaware, Scott. Thank you for the idea. I mean, you got to be excited to have the Washington Post come do a story on you.
We're absolutely tickled. Thank you so much, Eli, for digging around and finding solutions. We just can't believe that the Washington Post came to Middletown, Delaware, to talk about a potential solution. I mean, that's pretty awesome. We hope that the Post readers will get engaged and actively seek out those that are trying to get the solutions. And that's all we want. We want to help, and it's just a way that everyone can band together and help. It's all of our debt.
I can see it now. Limo guy for president coming in 2004. Yeah. But what a personality. You got to be having fun.
I am, yeah. If it's Limo Guy for president, I'll be back here for that story. You'll get continuous coverage.
There you go. Once again, it's Eli from the Washington Post. Scott, the Limo Guy. Everybody knows it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this.